Okay. Sorry, I missed the thumbs up back there. Good evening, council, members of the public, our friends at the media. I'll now call the Tuesday, June 10, 2025 regular council meeting to order. First up on the agenda under 2.1, adoption of this evening's agenda. Moved by Councillor Pearson, second by Councillor McLean. Are there any additions or deletions? All in favor? Carried. A couple of minutes to adopt, please. First up, under 3.1, the May 27, 2025 regular meeting of council. Moved by Councillor McLean, second by Councillor Mullock. Any errors or omissions arising? All in favor? Carried. 3.2, the May 27th, 2025 public hearing minutes being adopted. Moved by Councillor Mullock, second by Councillor Pearson. Any errors or omissions arising? All in favor? It's carried. We do have a couple of delegations this evening, which is pretty cool. Under 4.1, first up from GeoTerra to present the Community Wildfire Resiliency Plan by Amy Edgar and Stuart Jones. They're joining us virtually. Ms. Edgar, are you able to see and hear us? We should have done a sound check prior, but we'll do it now.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me? Oh.
Yeah, we can slightly. We're just going to regroup our sound to some of the monitors around the room.
Let me try.
Oh, that's no. You're coming in 5 by 5.
Okay, sorry. I put the headphones in. I should have warned you. Sorry. Okay, I will share my screen here if I am able to.
We can see your presentation.
Okay, great. Let me know if you're able to see that.
We can see it.
Okay, perfect.
The floor is yours.
So, great, thank you. Thanks for having us. So yeah, Amy Edgar, Wildfire Coordinator with GeoTerra, and we have Stuart Jones here. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, with GeoTerra here in Prince George, Forestry Project Manager. So just managing this CWRP for the village of Valemount.
Yeah, thanks, Stu. So now you can listen to me chat for a while. So yeah, we're part of the project team that will develop your Community Wildfire Resiliency Plan, or CWRP, as you will hear it referred to from here on. So, sorry, that's not, there we go. So GeoTerra is a natural resource consulting firm with offices all over BC. So I am calling from the Kimberley office, and like Stuart said, he's calling from the Prince George office. We are a subsidiary of CCI group of companies that's based out of Alberta. So both CCI and GeoTerra have over 25 years of experience in wildfire management. And our Valemount CWRP project team brings over 50 years of combined wildfire prevention experience. So what is a CWRP? So in general, it's a strategic plan and framework that identifies a community's unique challenges and strengths in relation to wildfire resilience and recommends achievable proactive mitigation actions to address those issues. So all recommendations that we will make will align with the latest research and best practices to enhance your community's wildfire resilience. And these plans are provincially funded, and they must comply with all funding requirements and templates. It's not wanting to switch for me, sorry. There we go. So as you know, Valemount has a community wildfire protection plan that was developed in 2012. These new CWRPs build upon the foundation of the CWPP, but with a more holistic approach and follow the framework of the 7 Fire Smart disciplines that we'll review here shortly. These CWRPs have also been found to be a bit more user-friendly and incorporate a more comprehensive approach to wildfire management. So why these plans matter to you? Small towns and rural communities are especially vulnerable to wildfires because of their proximity to the forested wildland areas, also known as the wildland-urban interface, as well as limited resources, potential evacuation challenges, and the potential of vulnerable infrastructure. wildfire seasons are only becoming hotter, longer. We're seeing it already, and more destructive. So these plans allow for a community to prepare for and prevent risk in addition to response. So some risk factors to include, to consider may include vegetation growing in a way that will support fire moving from the forest into a community, poor limited access for first responders, and this could include road design, road condition, or existing fuels supporting extreme fire behavior, making it too dangerous for firefighters to enter an area to action that fire. Other considerations, combustible fuels close to homes or structures that once ignited carry the fire into the structure, limited awareness of wildfire risk, and how to vulnerable to embers produced by wildfires, which would result in ignition. So the 7 fire smart disciplines, this is new in the CWRPs that you won't have seen in the CWPPs previous. This is the framework that identifies wildfire preparedness opportunities for a community to enhance wildfire resiliency. So all recommendation action items will revolve around these 7 disciplines. So we'll review each discipline, and I'll just give a brief example of an opportunity that may apply to Valemount. So number 1, vegetation management. An example could include identifying fuel treatment units to receive fuel management, or hosting a community event where homeowners clear vegetation around properties. Number 2, legislation and planning. Example may be implementing a wildfire risk reduction actions through bylaws like fire smart landscaping practices. Number 3, development considerations. This may include developing a wildfire development permit area, requiring new construction to be built with fire smart resilient building materials. And it may also include developing road patterns that improve evacuation times, public safety, and first responder safety. Number 4, interagency cooperation. So this funding requires communities to develop a community fire smart and resiliency collaborative, which is already underway thanks to Michelle. This will include multiple stakeholders. It could include fire departments, local government staff such as yourselves, First Nations, industry representatives, provincial government like the Wildfire Service. Every collaborative will look different depending on the community needs. So there may be some additional stakeholders, or some may be excluded from the list I just listed. Number 5, emergency planning. Some examples may include updating your emergency response plan and evacuation routes, and then practicing that ERP. Number 6, cross-training. So provide training to enhance the village's resources and knowledge, such as the S100 basic fire suppression safety, or you could have local fire departments train with the Wildfire Service. And number 7, public education is arguably the most important. We need people to understand the risk and take action to mitigate them. So examples may be holding community events and engagement opportunities to raise awareness and encourage community members to participate in fire smart principles. But again, this is already underway thanks to Michelle and Rundy. So what does a CWRP include, and Geoterra's input? So we're going to do a desktop analysis of wildfire threat and high-risk areas, and then we will verify that by completing field assessments. We're going to identify and consult with stakeholders who are affected by wildfire risk to ensure the plan incorporates local concerns and solutions. And we'll complete document reviews of all relevant local and high-level plans and bylaws that may influence the CWRP, and that will also provide helpful insight as well and identify any overlapping objectives. One of our team members will attend community events to better gauge community needs, answer questions, and help spread awareness. And of course, we'll complete the final CWRP, including the roadmap and action plan that will act as sort of a how-to guide for achievable, prioritized, recommended action items. So this funding associated with the recommendations made in the CWRP will be eligible within the municipal boundaries. So there will be recommendations made to support wildfire resiliency outside of the municipal boundaries in collaboration with community forests, government, private landowners, but the specific funding stream may not cover those. It will only cover the actions taken within the municipal boundaries. And some of the benefits of the CWRP, we've covered some. This plan, it will identify risk and mitigation actions to reduce those risks. Once this plan is developed, it will allow for future funding to support recommendations made, and it will provide a collaborative and cohesive community approach to wildfire resilience. So what comes next? Once the plan is done, it's not over. Now it lays the groundwork for the future fuel treatment, fire smart education, home assessments, existing plan revisions, training. This plan is going to open up additional funding streams, so you'll be able to support the recommended action items and have funding to complete those items. And your role as council. So you will review and advise the final plan, help support funding applications, future funding applications, and public outreach, participate in the Community Fire Smart Resiliency Collaborative, which you can talk to Michelle about, and lead by example by implementing Fire Smart principles around your own property. So just to quickly summarize, the CWRP will provide Valemount with a clear roadmap for wildfire resiliency. It will be tailored to Valemount's unique requirements through collaboration and efforts from various parties. And are there any questions?
Thank you very much. Motion to receive the delegation, please. Moved by Councillor Pearson, second by Councillor Mullock. Questions for the delegation? One of the things we had, Amy, years ago was, well, ongoing actually, is having a grade 1-2 class. They come into the council chambers, they meet with myself, and they go home with a goodie bag, and a lot of times it's got a water timer in there, and you explain what a water timer does. And so my roundabout question is, are Fire Smart outreach also tailored to school-age children so they can essentially guilt their parents into fire smarting their properties?
I'm glad you said that, because that is the approach taken. So Fire Smart BC actually has a plan for different age groups meant to go into schools and deliver a educational program to kindergarten to grade 5, I believe, 5 up, and also high school kids. So yeah, that will actually, talking to Michelle and Randy, that will be part of our recommendations to complete the school programs.
Great. Me, Councillor Pearson.
Yeah, quick, question. And it's great that we have a Fire Smart coordinator in the community. I'm curious how far the powers go, because I had occasion to drive down an alley in our community last week, and you see a side of people's yards that you don't normally see, and it was scary. Like, there's some serious fire risk in a few of these properties. I'm just wondering how far we can step in encouraging people to maybe protect their neighbors. So
that will be part of the 7 Fire Smart disciplines, so possibly the legislation and planning. That will be up to you to decide if you do want to put in some sort of legislation in place to require homeowners to clean up, Fire Smart their properties. And there's also different incentives through Fire Smart BC. There are some rebate programs that are available that you can look into. So if homeowners complete, or if they have an assessment completed on their house and then they do complete whatever was recommended in that assessment, then they may be eligible for up to X amount of dollars for them to pay for whatever the recommendation was. So it's a mix between the legislation and coming up with incentives to incentivize those people to want to do that work, because that is sometimes the hardest part.
thank you.
And to your point, Amy, the incentivization of fire smarting one's property should also rest with the Insurance Bureau of Canada. And so if you are able to show your insurance broker that you have met the Fire Smart principles, perhaps your premium should go down.
I agree. I really agree. That's where those Fire Smart home assessments come into play. They're not public information as of now, but once you get the assessment completed, it is stored through CIFC, the Canadian Interagency Firefighting Association. So they are always on record. And then that's where the follow-ups are important. So the Fire Smart Coordinator to go back and do a follow-up and make sure that these homes are completing all the recommendations that are in the assessment. But that's hopefully something in the works with the insurance companies, but that's out of my hands, unfortunately.
Fortunately, out of ours too.
Yeah.
Further questions for the delegation? Amy, thank you so much for presenting to us tonight. Really remarkable. And Stuart, thank you for overseeing the reporting. We look forward to meeting you in person soon. And again, gratitude for the continued relationship that we'll build over time.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We'll be up there soon.
Great.
I think I'll be there this weekend coming up.
Right.
Bring your bike
There you go.
or your crash helmet, or what else are we having this weekend? Bring a float. Bring a float for the parade.
All right.
Geoterra float. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Further discussion on the delegation. All in favor of receipt? Carried. Next up, 4.2, another delegation, Wicked, from Tourism Valemount. Here with us, Executive Director Marcy Downs. The heat is what?
Because it was 70 when we started, 72. Freezing.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Council, for having me here today. I appreciate the time and your time as well. I'd just like to give a little synopsis of what Tourism Valemount has been up to, and just to provide a bit of information on what we do and who we are as well. So first of all, here we are in Tourism Valemount. I've yet to get a picture of the new sign, but I will be doing that soon. So this is our current vision and mission statement. At this present time, we're actually working on updating our vision and mission statement as well. So currently, our vision statement is Valemount area will be a unique and sustainable tourism destination in the Canadian Rockies. Mission statement, to build a unique and sustainable destination by fostering strategic partnerships with the Simt First Nation, Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association, North Thompson Valley, the Robson Valley region, Destination BC, and potential local resorts. Improving local amenities, facilities, and attractions to become BC's all-season trail destination. Increasing the contribution of tourism sector to the local economy.
And sorry, Ms. Downs, you are just going through another strategic planning session?
That's correct, yes. We're still in the process of that. How do I make this go to the next screen? Thank you. There we go, thank you. What does Tourism Valemount do and who are we? And I am remiss that I have lost my glasses, so I had to print it out some of this, and I'm not going to go through all the bits and pieces, but we'll make this short and sweet. Tourism Valemount is a community destination marketing organization, or CDMO. We are a nonprofit that is mostly funded by the MRDT, or Municipal and Regional District Tax. The MRDT is an up to 3% tax applied to sales of short-term accommodation provided in participating areas of British Columbia, and we are one of those. The MRDT is jointly administered by the Minister of Finance, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Council, and Destination BC. Tourism Valemount is also a resort municipality. There are 14 of these resort municipalities in the province. They are Whistler, Tofino, Euclid, Harrison Hot Springs, Osoyoos, Sun Peaks, Rossland, Camberley, Fernie, Envermere, Radium Hot Springs, Golden, and Revelstoke. The Resort Municipality Initiative Program is managed by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts, Culture, and Sport and is intended to support small tourism-based municipalities, such as Valemount, to build and diversify their tourism infrastructure, deliver exceptional visitor experiences, and incorporate sustainable tourism practices and products. The RMI program funds projects which result in following key outcomes for resort-based communities: extend or diversify communities' tourism seasons, increase return visitation, improve the sustainability of the tourism sector, and enhance the visitor experience. So what does a CDMO do? What we do is we promote and market this location of Valemount. We are working with other partners as well in doing so, and I will go through those on the slides. Destination promotion, what is that? We highlight the destination's unique attractions, experiences, landmarks, events, culture aspects to create interest and generate visitor demand. And we happen to be in a very unique position this summer where we have a multitude of events. It seems like every weekend we have an event happening, and we tend to create a few ourselves. Who are we? Well, this is our board of directors. We now have 11 board of directors, and we're pretty thankful for that. We just had 4 new ones join us. Our chair is Tony Bielik. Our vice chair is Curtis Pollock from Varda. We also have Elliot Ingalls from BC Parks, who's also one of the co-owners of Vale Coffee. Patricia Tony is our secretary, and she also owns the Caribou Grill with her husband, and is also a key volunteer with Yora as well, and the chair of that organization. We also have yours truly here, Hugo, who is also on our board of directors, and also Director John Osborne. You may know him from the District Bicycle Company. We also now have Taylor Craig Gidney, a great social media influencer and supporter of all things Valemount. Donna Hamilton from Twin Peaks Resort just recently joined, as did Carlos Ramirez from Best Western, and as well Dave McDougall. And we also have Tammy Vandenobelen as well, who's a real estate agent and is on the Chamber of Commerce. And I am the executive director, Marcy Down. Some of our highlights from 2024, conferences and travel shows that we attended. We went to the Calgary Outdoor Adventure Show and Bike Show that was held last spring. In that, there was over 15,000 attendees. Our booth did very, very well, to the point where we upgraded. We're also going to be in 2026 going to the Vancouver Bike Show as well as the Calgary Outdoor Adventure Show. We went to a mountain bike symposium in Naramata. Both Curtis and I attended that. It was really well attended, great workshops, great networking opportunities, and we both met some new friends and some key partners there as well. Valemount Celebration of Tourism and Chinook Salmon Release was also held last year. That was a great event. We had keynote speakers. CEO Walt Judas of Taya BC came. We had Rob McDonald of Thompson Okanagan Tourism. We had Chief George Lampreau there. Jamie Osborne of the Indigenous BC Tourism was also there. And our worship, Mayor Torgerson was there and acted as one of our speakers as well for our Q&A. And we also had MLA Shirley Bond there at that time as well.
Which was remarkable because it was during the NHL playoffs.
It was. That was quite interesting because you could hear little cheers and boos in the crowd as well. But it was entertaining. It was also May long weekend, so it was a busy weekend. So we actually had a pretty good turnout for that. The next day, we also had the Chinook salmon release. And at that one, we had over 250 people attending that one as well. I think we released about 12,000 fish, if not a bit more last year. The Calgary Outdoor Adventure Show, as I mentioned, we went to as well. I think I have it in there twice because it was extra special. Our Tourism McBride Symposium, I attended that as well. And we've also done some recent partnerships with Tourism McBride. Last year, we were partnered up with them to produce some swag bags for an event that they had here in town with the backcountry horsemen. That was really great opportunity. And then recently we released some biking videos featuring McBride and Valemount as well. Northern BC Summit I attended in Prince George. We are in such a great position, as somebody always says, we are in the middle of everywhere, and we now sell the t-shirts upstairs if you'd like to get yourself one. We're open Monday, we're open every day of the week now, 8:30 to 4:30. Just a little pitch there, thanks. Anyway, with that, because we are in the middle of everywhere, we border right up to Northern BC, and some of the things that we feature are in Northern BC. And of course, we're also the northernmost point of the Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association as well. So with having that key location, we have the opportunity to go to all these conferences and work on these partnerships as well. Other accomplishments of last year, and I'm glad I put this on white because it's really hard to read. We updated our website. We also launched an app last year as well that is doing quite well. We do have a QR code available. It's free on Apple and on Google Play, so do download that. One of the key things that we can do with that app now is we can put on notifications. So when we have a special event, we can blast that out to everybody. And we'll be doing that shortly as we make a big announcement in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that as well. We also were in for the first time the new Rocky Mountain Life magazine, which did extremely well. A high glossy magazine, tabletop, coffee top type of distribution. People are picking that one up. It's not staying on the shelves for very long at all. Other key things that we did in digital media advertising, we are in a few co-ops, one of them being the BC Ale Trail, so promoting our local brewery. We've also published with the Rocky Mountain Goat in print ads, and we also have a digital ad display, which is doing extremely well. We just did a makeover of that one. And we're also in the Snow Riders on digital and print media, also in camping and RV. So we are all over BC and into Alberta. Some of our other print media advertising, Back Road Map Book, we have the back cover, the inside back cover, Super Camping Back BC, we're in that magazine too. And a lot of these are into the 10 to 20,000 in distribution, if not higher. The key point going, not only are we in digital, but in print media, so whether you have Wi-Fi access or not, you're going to be able to see us when you're out and about. We will track you down. We are also in Go Camping BC as well. And again, we are on their website and in their printed media. And that one has a distribution of over 155,000 copies around the province. Full page glossy ad in that one this year. BC Ale Trail, as I mentioned, we are in this. We had an amazing opportunity last year as well to apply for a grant through Columbia Basin Trust. And with that, that was a buy local campaign that we did, and we had a photographer come to town. The day that she was in town, there happened to be a few horses at the brewery, so she's outstanding, Mary Putnam. She may have also gotten a few of you locals in her pictures too. Thank you for appearing. All right, so one of our other big things that we did just this year in 2025 is we took over management of the visitor center. So in the first few months here, we have increased visitation. In the month of May alone, we went up 500 people more than the year before. I do have those actual numbers in the next slide as well. Sales for May were over 11,000. And these are the stats here. I hope other people can read them. But you can see how May has really increased. The goal here with the visitor center, with our website, with our social media, is to make that peak not look quite like McCurdy Mountain, but to make it go all through as we are developing all these plans about exploring all our seasons. We want to move that so that we're getting into what they used to call the shoulder months, so that every month is higher and higher. Year to year, we We were doing really well, as you can see, in 2023. In the visitor center, we had over 13,000 people. And of course, things came to a grinding halt in July of last year. So we were down by thousands, which really affected our MRDT funding as well. We had to pause some of the things that we were working on and work strategically and work a little harder on how we could do more with a little. And I think we did pretty good with that. 2025, what is new? As I mentioned, we launched the mobile app, which is doing very well. And it's a great way, if there's an event, and we're talking about Fire Smart and fire safety and things like that, not only can we put on this the good things, but if there's something that's going completely sideways, we can give alerts on this too. So we can help partner up with these things. In my experience from other places where I've been before, I always work on what I call a first response tourism plan as well. We have to be ready to move people safely, quickly, and effectively. And on that note, I just want to thank the community and mayor and council and staff for the participation and everybody being boots on the ground when that evacuation of Jasper happened. Everybody just came together. It was just an incredible showing of how vibrant this village is, compassionate and caring. I don't have Kleenex here, so I'm going to keep moving along. All right. So other things that we've done, as I mentioned, we took over the Valemount Visitor Center, and we have gotten some new merch in. Some of the new merch, one of the key pieces is Mount Robson glass that was designed, and Vivian was really instrumental in that glass coming into fruition. It's sold out. We had to order more. We only have a few left, so we're putting in another order for those. If you haven't seen them, you need to come up and check them out. We are also working on a brand new Tearaway map, having that all updated, and our new experience guide is in production as well. Coming up, we have received some funding that we will be announcing very soon to develop an interpretive center and update our meeting room as well. So there'll be higher technology and working on some key partnerships and having some displays in there as well. So that's also going to be not only a visitor center, but having that more of a welcome and community center as well, so that we can have functions and events in there, like maybe a business after hours or something like that. Other things coming up, we have a whole bunch of events coming up. To those that participated in Sunday's Chinook salmon release, thank you very much for attending. We had about 200 people in that, which was great. A majority of them were not from around here, which is really cool to see. And we released around 8,800 Chinook fry. And that was in partnership with SIMF and Spruce City Wildlife Association. And I also like to give a big shout out to IGA for doing the barbecue and getting the sponsors for the barbecue, as well as Valemount Community Forest for participating in that event and giving us some sponsorships, would help us do some of the kids' activities as well. Vail Mountain Days is this weekend. If you don't have plans to come here, you should. Also coming up is the Berg Lake reopening, which is huge for the province. We're looking forward to that grand reopening event, which will be on June 28th. And on that note, BC Parks is still looking for partners and vendors for that. So if anybody out there in the audience or online is listening, they are looking for that vendors for those. Bike Fest is this weekend as well. It's going to be busy in town. So just be prepared for that, know where you need to go and when to get there. We have the schedule of events for Vail Mountain Days on our website and on the Facebook page right now. Canada Day is coming up, and again, we always do that in partnership with the Village of Valemount. Usually the Legion participates, Community Forest is already sponsoring this event as well, and we usually have a few other partners that will be confirmed this week, hopefully. Also coming up, a huge event for Valemount, the Alpine Glow. That is July 4th and 5th. So now is a great time to be prepared and get ready as businesses for this event. There will be at least 700 people, we imagine, in town. know a lot of the accommodations are booked up for this, but that means restaurants, everybody's going to be busy. So we're looking forward to that event and attending that as well. And date has been confirmed. The band has been confirmed. I'm going to make this little announcement. Vail Fest is coming back, and that will be September 13th. So tickets will be going on sale soon, so do look out for that. We're just working on our sponsorship packages, connecting with breweries, and getting that ready to roll. So if you'd like to volunteer or help out with that, please let me know. We're looking for people. Thank you for all your support with all our Tourism Valemount's endeavors.
Thank you, Ms. Downs. Motion to receive the delegation, moved by Councillor Blanchette, second by Councillor Mullick. Questions, comments for the delegation? I'm just going to put you on the spot, Councillor Mullick.
There is a lot on the plate for this summer. It's, hats off to everyone that's involved in this, because it's a monumental effort, and it amazes me that such a small group of people can organize and accomplish so much. So it's been really it's exciting to be a part of all of this. And I just wanted to make note too that the Chinook release last weekend, yeah, maybe the numbers were down slightly over the long weekend, but the one thing I did notice, a lot more kids this year.
Oh, yeah.
So
By far.
that was really encouraging to see. Perfect day. Yeah, like you were mentioning, hats off to IGA. That was really nice of them to do that. What a great day that was. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments? Councillor Pearson?
Great presentation, but you kind of left us all hanging. The band has been confirmed.
It has been confirmed. It's yet to be announced.
Just hanging.
Come on, that's what I do. You know that. Bait and hook.
Okay.
Madam Administrator?
Could I ask, I understand Tourism Valemount was recently approved for a Reddit grant. And what are Tourism Valemount's plans for that grant?
So that's one of the announcements that we're working on doing, an actual full-on announcement, and working in partnership with the government too, to launch that. But that is going to be for the interpretive center that's going to be upstairs in the visitor center as well. So there's a number of plans that are in stow for that. We're looking at new displays and high tech so that we can make that area more functional, have more workshops there, and open it up to the public. Right now it's storage space, so we're definitely wanting to make that more user-friendly as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, is the Vail Days schedule going to be on the app or just on the website?
It will be on the app as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Further questions, comments? Well, thank you so much for giving us a 2024 at a glance from the perspective of Tourism Valemount. It looks like you had a great year. Late July, August, September aside. And yeah, we look forward to every announcement that you
you.
bring to the community. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Further questions, comments on the discussion around the delegation? All in favor of receipt? It's carried. Bylaws and policy 6.1, looking to repeal the municipal pension plan eligibility policy number 67. Moved by Councillor Pearson, second by Councillor Mullick. Discussion on repeal. All in favor? It's carried. 6.2, the Village of Valemount Cemetery Amendment Bylaw number 908. So the Village of Valemount Cemetery Bylaw number 685, 2012, Amendment Bylaw number 908, 2025, be given third reading. Moved by Councillor Blanchette, second by Councillor Mullick. Discussion on third. All in favor? Carried. Village of Valemount, 6.3, Village of Valemount Fees and Charges Amendment Bylaw number 909, 2025, looking for third reading of the Village of Valemount Fees and charges bylaw number 869, 2023, amendment bylaw number 909, 2025. Looking for third. Thank you, Councillor McLean, seconded by Councillor Mullock. Discussion? All in favor? It's carried. On to the reading file. Is there anything folks would like to bring to surface? Maybe I can start. Number one, letter from resident John Grogan around some really good points around the water meters and, community consultation, outreach. Rest assured that we won't be doing this quietly. I can guarantee it. I will respond to that letter, identifying potential next steps. And then my second one is number 2, Village of Valemount SIMP working group minutes. Rather, a while ago, but thank you to Councillors Pearson and Mullock and to administration for the staff support on that working group. You're moving mountains, so thank you. That's all I had. Anything further, Councillor Pearson?
Well, you took 2 off my list. Yeah, and thank you to Mr. Grogan for his letter. Yeah, he definitely made some very good points. And I will say the Village of Valemount SIMP First Nation Working Group is been a great couple meetings we've had so far, and I think it's going to be a very valuable collaboration moving forward. So, and then number 8, Canadian Blood Services. A little disappointing in their response, but I welcome the next representative of Canadian Blood Services that calls me asking me to donate, and they will also get an earful. So I'm hoping we can keep up the good fight and encourage people to keep writing letters and making phone calls. So,
Thank you. Other members? Okay. Not seeing any correspondence for action. Is there a notice of motion to be brought forward? Not today, Councillor Pearson. No unfinished business, so let's move on to council reports. What are you pointing at?
When we get to the calendar, I have a correction.
Let's go with Councillor Mullock, please.
Okay, on June 2nd, I attended the SIMP First Nation Village of Valemount Working Group meeting along with Councillor Pearson. And yeah, just to add to that, it's I'm finding it very beneficial, and as time goes on, I think it's going to be even better. On June 8th, I also attended the Chinook salmon release. And yeah, that's something you just never get tired of watching, especially seeing the faces of kids and the adults as we're doing the races down the chutes to the creek. Yeah, I look forward to it, and I'll try and get there every year. That's it for me.
Thank you. Councillor Pearson?
May 29th, Valemount Industrial Park regular meeting, followed that evening by the Canoe Valley Recreation Center Community Consultation Committee. Unfortunately, I missed the lion's share of that meeting because they moved the time up from 7 to 6, and I showed up at 7 thinking I was right on time, and I was an hour late. So some good discussions. There'll be a lot more coming to the community as far as what possible plans we have for the arena and structure and budgets and that kind of thing. June 2nd, the SIMP First Nation Village of Valemount Working Group meeting. And on June 3rd, attended the Valemount Industrial Park and Valemount Community Forest Governance Training Session. It was this session was on board governance and roles and responsibilities, and I think it was well attended, and I think it was a good couple hours spent with the two groups. So hopefully that helps us moving forward. So
yeah, I wanted to attend that as well, but I had a breakdown in the field. So into that. Councillor McLean.
I only had one thing. On May 28th, I attended the regular meeting of the Valemount Community Forest.
Councillor Blanchette.
A meeting, and I don't remember when it was, but it was the Community Collaborative. Might have been on the 3rd of June. Sorry, I just don't remember the date. There were a small group, summer's upon us.
Indeed it is. Got a sunburn today. May 28th, I attended the first half of the Varda Board strategic planning session. June 4th, had a virtual meeting with MP Zimmer around, so the federal government is sitting now, so we are getting some traction on those fronts around the Valemount business economic recovery. June 5th, I had a meeting with the resort mayors, and then today 2 meetings with MPs. First this morning with MP Baldinelli, he's the shadow critic of tourism, and MP Lloyd, who is the shadow critic for emergency management, again around the Valemount business economic recovery. Still working well with Strategies North as they attempt to actually get meetings with the sitting government. And we've come up with a small, I mean, just with those 3 opposition members, getting them to do a joint letter from our own MP, the shadow critic of tourism, and the shadow critic of emergency management to have government address that recovery piece in the emergency management wheel. As we all know, we are living that gap. So they've assured us to bring back a draft within a couple of days, to which we'll review and send along to the good minister, the Minister of Tourism, Minister of Emergency Management, and the Prime Minister. That's me. Any questions for colleagues? Go ahead.
Quick question. I mean, unfortunately, I was out of town for a Legion convention and missed the salmon release. How did that go with the stream flow? Like, holy cows, Swift Creek is rocking. Those fish got a head start.
They were in Tijon before you knew it. The water velocity aside, to Councillor Mollick's point, this is the second year where I've been there, second year in a row where I've been there. I didn't know anybody. I don't know if they were there for that specific event, or they saw the giant Chinook blow up salmon in front of the VIC, or what, but you know, we've lived here for some time, and I didn't know 90% of the people there.
Nice.
You know, so it was a lot of out-of-towners either in town and, you know, exploring that event, or came specifically for that event. So
Nice.
pretty cool. Further questions? Okay. The calendar of events is under 13.1 is there for information. Madam Administrator, you were pointing at something that okay. And we do have time for public comment under 14.1 on items considered by council as part of the approved agenda. Are there any public comments this evening?
Junior Sajek, Valemount. I just want to make a couple thoughts on the 2 bylaws there, like 6.2 and 6.3.
Yep.
Like the last meeting we had first and second reading. This meeting is the third reading, but I don't have a clue. Is there any way in the further that there could be, like, could be a little blurb explaining a little bit about, you know, each one of these bylaws, instead of me coming in every time there's something that I gotta know?
Well, these agendas are online as well, so those links are accessible, like that, the double underline that you see under 6.2 and 6.3, those are web links, so you can access the full staff report there.
So before the council meeting, I could have went on
Yep.
there? And,
Yeah, they're typically published mid-afternoon on Friday.
okay. Okay. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you. Further public comments this evening? Thank you. Then we are now under 15.1, give notice to proceed in camera to a closed meeting for consideration of 3 items per section 91, A, C, and G of the community charter to discuss matters related to A, personal information about an identifiable individual who holds or is being considered for a position as an officer, employee, or agent of the municipality or another position appointed by the municipality. Number C, labor relations and other employee relations. And G, litigation or potential litigation affecting the municipality. Looking for a mover, Councillor Mullet, Councillor Pearson, thank you. All in favor? It's carried. And that concludes our open meeting.